Welcome to the Underground, the Steel City Underground, the black and gold standard for Pittsburgh Steelers coverage. Now, here's your host, Joe Kuzma and Brian E. Roach.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special live edition of the Steel City Underground podcast. My name is Joe Kuzma, and I'm joined here tonight with my good colleague, pal, brother from another mother, the host who doesn't like toast at one, Mr. Brian E. Roach. And Brian, we're here tonight, special for Steelers Nation, because we have an NFL schedule release. Whoop, whoop. Somehow, the Steelers one didn't get all spoiled, my friend. Wait, what's going on? You looking like Assassin's Creed over there, my friend. What's up? Shaolin Monk style.
I'm just preparing for the schedule and discussing it.
Wait, you didn't see the schedule yet?
Wait, let me. Oh, now I did. Okay, there it is. I was having problems. I couldn't see it.
That's always fun. Here we go. Thank you for joining us. And if you weren't here for this, we're gonna try to make this a more regular thing. Not all the time, but as you can see, I'm not like situated. Got the hat on backwards, Brian. I'm rocking and rolling with this. This is the raw reactions to the Pittsburgh Steelers 2023 schedule release. We say that because we haven't had enough time to really look at this. So this is like our genuine, real reaction to everything that's going on. I had a real F-bomb moment here just because that Green Bay, well, my buddy's getting married down in Florida on a Sunday in November.
That's the kind of friend you just lose, my friend. He can't be your friend no more.
Oh, I can't do that, man. He's not even like a Steelers fan, and he's gone to games with me. So he is a very close friend. Chad won't be tuning into this, but buddy, you got to know, you and Regina, maybe I'll just send you some flowers. I got to see Jordan Love, man. I was looking even before we knew who the opponents were going we knew who the opponents were going to be. And I was kind of like, wow, there's a lot of like rookies or new quarterbacks because they're playing the entire AFC South. In fact, I'm going to pull that up in a secundo here. That's not a word, but I'm going to use it anyways. Let's see if I can find that. Where's the graphic? When you need it, I never have it. That's what happens when you're live, large and in charge. Okay, Steelers opponents. Here we go. Bang, right there. So home, obviously, you've got the AFC North teams. This year, the Steelers drew the NFC West, which will comprise of the San Francisco 49ers, Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Rams, the Seattle Seahawks, the AFC South, Houston Texans, Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Tennessee Titans. They have some commonplace finish teams, such as the New England Patriots, within the AFC, of course, New England Patriots, Las Vegas Raiders, and who's my other one? They're somewhere on there. I'll mention it later. You all know what it is anyways. And then, of course, no, they're part of this. Well, it's because that's good. Yeah. Well, no, they're the South. But anyways, and Green Bay Packers are I believe the NFC equivalent finish within the conference. So like if you finish, you can't finish 17th in the conference, can you? Because there's only 32 teams. But if you finish 7th in the conference, then you play the 7th place team, your counterpart, your mirror image over
projecting
in the NFC.
Ahead to NFL Europe existing again and having two teams in London and in Germany or something, and that
there was
makes
like
34.
There was like 4 in Germany at one point, I think. Well, it was like toward the end. There was Hamburg, there was Frankfurt, there was Rhine, and I don't know, Dusseldorf or something. Berlin. No, Berlin I think did have a team. Berlin Thunder, right?
There we go.
Boom.
Useless and completely unnecessary information by Joe Kuzma.
That is correct. That's because I actually paid attention to the NFL Europa. And, back in the day, though, if we had all this streaming stuff, you would have been able to actually watch and pay attention to it. It would have been supplemental, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, man. I can't speak, but you get an idea.
There's a big difference between ability to do it and desire to do it, right? So I may have had the ability to pay attention to NFL Europe, but I never had the desire to pay attention.
Oh man, I'm trying wholeheartedly to be a Pittsburgh Maulers fan here or there, and I couldn't even tell you anybody who's playing right now. The XFL got me a little excited. The USFL quality of play is in the dumps, man. It's just not in the same spot. And So anyways, these folks live, they want to know a little bit of our opinions and whatnot on this. Let me pull up again. We already know some of the road games. We're talking about 3 West Coast trips there. You've got Vegas, you've got LA, and you've got Seattle. We're going to be talking about that there shortly. 9 games at home, and there's this is the first season where there's more than one, or teams can host more than one Thursday night game, or play or participate in more than one Thursday night game. And the Steelers have 2 on deck, and they're both at home. And we're going to see how that impacts the whole layout.
What the hell?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, be prepared. I'm giving them tickets away.
Man, yeah, it's gonna be rough. And there's a Monday night game that kicks this all off too. But week 1, let's just you'll see a little bit of this as you're going through. You're watching it live, folks. So I'm going to zoom in and bang, here we go. San Francisco 49ers. Pittsburgh Steelers finally have a home opener for the first time since, I don't know, 1933. Yeah, and it's a Monday night game, and it's listed as ABC. So San Francisco 49ers, a West Coast trip. It's not means as much when you're coming across country for the first game of the season. It's not as much jet lag, but who knows who the quarterback's going to be? It could be Trey Lance. It could be Brock. It's probably not going to be Brock Purdy. He doesn't scare me anyways. Not scared. But
the defense is the biggest concern there. So.
Yeah, I was going to look up real quick, too. I think, was it 2013, the last time the Steelers had an opener at home? Wasn't Johnny Manziel the quarterback, or was it Brandon Whedon? It was the Browns, I think. No, maybe not. Tennessee Titans in 2013. It's been a while, man. It's been like 8 to 10 years.
It's definitely been a while. Yeah,
a real ridiculous. Long while. Yeah, Cleveland Browns, the 30-27 game where the Steelers were just mopping the floor with them by halftime. I want to say it was 27-3, and then the Browns came back and tied it, and they won on a 41-yard Sean Sweesham field goal as time expired to walk away with that. And a lot of people were really freaked out, as 2014 wasn't so bad other than Le'Veon Bell getting injured at the very tail end of that season. So that one still kind of sticks in my craw. I'm trying to see who the quarterback was. Oh, Brian Hoyer. So if I've got this right, yeah, Brian Hoyer's still kicking it too, man. Good for him. I mean, I remember when he was on the practice squad for the Steelers. Oh, yeah, there was
you can make a career being a backup and play for a long time.
You can.
When you know.
The following season was all of that, hoopla with the Patriots and them getting their ring and showing off the trophies.
I will. Here, I'll.
Self-censored. Brian, is that fresh sarcasm? No, I don't think it is. Is it fresh? Served daily. Get it while it's hot, folks.
Get it while it's hot.
Yeah, but it's a couple good weather games finally. I mean, they did. I'm not too upset with this schedule overall as we continue to go through it. There's some things.
I'll tell you the one that annoys me.
But right off the top, yeah.
No. I'm pissed off that Seattle is on December 31st. I was gonna go to Seattle. I'm not going to Seattle on New Year's Eve.
Seattle.
Get out of your mind. No, that's ridiculous.
The wifey might like going there for the ball drops and everything. And in fact,
my wife doesn't fly. So
what is it? It's prime time New Year's Eve, right? Or is it on a regular?
I don't know. I didn't look
regular. Hold on.
I saw the date and it just ticked me off.
4:05 p.m. So it's a 1:00 Pacific time game. That gives you plenty of time to like. I've never been to Seattle, but there's like
it's about
seafood
not
and stuff
being
there.
With family on New Year's Eve and flying all the way across the country to see a football game on New Year's Eve. That's not good. It's not going to wash.
Now wait a second. You were just telling me that I should skip my good buddy, my good friend, pal, and chum's wedding in Florida.
Football family. Those are the first two. Football family. Friends isn't in there. Football family.
He's like family. Bring the family to Seattle, you cheapskate.
They won't fly. They don't fly.
Then drive. That would be a nice little trip. You could be like the RV movie. Either any of them. We're the Millers.
I'm already doing a cross country trek in July with everybody. So I'm not doing 2 of them driving.
Oh man. What you got planned?
Going up. We're going to go across the top of Ohio up into the Dakotas, right? Going to go into South Dakota. Going to go see the people's faces on the wall mountain thing. And then we're going to go down, in Wyoming, see the Close Encounters mountain. right? That then going to go down to Arizona, New Mexico, where my mom lives, visit my mom, and then drive back on the southern route, where we will not spend any time anywhere.
And that's going to be because you're sick of driving by that point too. You're gonna be like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? I want to do something like that. I've been to Sioux Falls, so that might be a good destination stop. You get past like Minneapolis, you got about 4 hours to go there, and before you get to see the people's faces. We don't say Mount Rushmore here anymore, because the last time we did that, then all of a sudden everybody wanted to do a Mount Rushmore of everything. And we'll do the Mount Rushmore of the Steelers schedule. How about that? The games we're looking forward to. Someone's mentioning the 2 Thursday night games, and we are going to jump on that. How about the 2 prime times right out the gate too here? So week 2, as we're looking through this, the Cleveland Browns, you already saw this. This was listed quite incidentally as ABC, straight up ABC, old school. Hank Williams Jr., Monday Night Football. Like, there you go. Not even ESPN, man. Which is cool, because a lot of people are going to be bitching and complaining that the 2 Thursday night games, you're going to need that prime video. Screw YouTube TV. Well, you don't even need YouTube TV to get the Sunday ticket thing. It's more accessible, though. You don't have to have DirecTV as a package, and YouTube TV is a lot cheaper, so you're not forced to carry YouTube TV in addition to having Sunday ticket like you would a DirecTV package, like I did for various many years in the past. But at the same time, it's not going to help you. Like, doesn't mean a hill of beans, because the Thursday night games are Prime exclusive, so you're going to need to get somebody's login or information. I don't even know if you could do multiple streams or whatever. Somebody else will be like, hey, just pirate it from there. We do not speak about illegal things here. We like to remain in the good graces of YouTube, sirs and ma'ams. So week 2, prime time, 8:15, 8:20 the following week at Las Vegas. This was one I had earmarked. I want to go party on the Strip. Now you're gonna go drunk and just head right into the casino. Like, I'm out.
I told you, I've been to Vegas too many times now. I'm not going to Vegas again.
Well, you got to go there. So, like,
but I'm just telling you, there's this little there's a little dumpling restaurant. I don't remember what it's called, in one of the casinos. Whoo, so good, very good. Steamed dumplings. You get all this stuff. I think we spent $450 on dinner there. It was crazy.
Oh, that's not hard to do. Not hard to do on the Strip. Like, you got to go to like the old Vegas downtown in order to get like the cheap steaks. And with inflation, who knows if that stuff's even cheap anymore. It was the last time I was. What's the last time I've been to Vegas, man? It's been a good 7-8 years since I've been to Vegas, so I'm looking forward to that. That's a primetime game. You got 2 on the road though, because you go back to.
There you go. This is the one I might go to.
Yeah, Houston Texans. Oh, there'll be a lot of fans. There's a lot of Texas fans. Someone just dropped in the comments from San Antonio. They said they're in Cowboys country, though.
Houston. And for 4 years or so, I didn't win there all the time, but I had to go down there once every quarter. So I know some guys in Houston. I might go to that game.
If I were able to make that happen and I don't go to Vegas, which is very likely, having 2 home games in a row, being out 3 weekends in a row ends up being tough with all of the travel and whatnot, just as long as they don't flex these darn games. They were talking about flexing Thursday nights, which I know.
That's too early. That's too early to flex.
Well, Art Rooney was... No, they didn't want to flex everything. I mean, there's a Saturday game somewhere on the schedule, too. There's still a to-be-determined later in the year that's after the college football season.
Yeah, that's the Colts one. Yeah,
they'll play like on a Wednesday or some goofiness. So you never know. But, yeah, October 1st, 1 o'clock game, so they return to a regularly scheduled CBS slot there, as they do again, hosting the Baltimore Ravens week 5, Sunday, October 8th. There's 2 AFC North games right here in the first 5 weeks, and you've got them at home. So this is a good thing. One is in prime time against the Cleveland Browns. Totally interested in. We got to see Kenny Pickett do his thing, do it bigger and better than Deshaun Watson. People in the comments saying, you got to slap the taste out of the Browns' mouth. It'd be really nice. I haven't looked at their schedule or the Ravens, but I haven't looked at it yet. I don't know what they're doing. But Brian, what do we always say here? We're like, they play the Ravens, and then the next week is usually, blah, you know what I mean?
Yes. Because they get hammered. We got to buy.
They got a bye week on week 6. It's a little early, but I'll take it right after the Ravens. That's like a godsend, man. You need it before they go and hit the road to LA. So another one of these West Coast trips. So 2 AFC North games and then 2 West Coast road trips. But this one's after a layover, at least. They have a bye week. It doesn't mean that they're going to respond. The bye weeks, usually the Steelers are like in quicksand. watch the cartoons when you're younger. You used to think quicksand was like a bigger problem than it ever was as like an adult. Well, I'll have you know, I know somebody that just fell in wet concrete, and I don't think they pour it deep enough for it to be a real problem, but they said they were like sinking in it. It was goofy. So I will protect the innocent, but not say names.
What world did you live in that you looked at cartoons and thought quicksand is a real problem?
Every cartoon, man.
I know, but at no point in my life as a young child did I go, Mom, am I going to run into quicksand if I go outside?
The tar pits were a problem too. Like I was big into dinosaurs and stuff, and it was like I had to look out for tar pits. But
I'm questioning your intelligence, my friend.
Hey, don't question that. I don't get a whole lot wrong here. I don't do like schedule like the fake stuff. You know what I mean? And most of the stuff that came out, somebody had a schedule at Miami on it, week 3.
I know.
And I was like, they don't even play Miami. Like, what are you talking about?
Let's just make up games.
Nice try. Nice try. You know what was pretty nice, though? I will say this much. We knew that the Steelers, in advance of this, there weren't any trips to Germany. There weren't any trips to London. No trips to Mexico. No Christmas Day games. No Thanksgiving. So, like, the Thanksgiving weekend will end up being at Cincinnati. And welcome, folks. Some of you have just caught us live for the first time. Awesome. But let's get back to the important things, like around Halloween, around my birthday, dude. We got October 29th. Gonna be a party for me, home again this time. Last year it was closer to that Miami game we were at. Jacksonville Jaguars. This could be interesting. Oh, Trevor Lawrence, he got that team into the playoffs last year. That's going to be a hotly contested division full of new quarterbacks, and they get to see all of them. You might, the following week, as we saw here, you might see Will Levis show up here on Thursday night game, November 2nd. Will Levi Strauss. Yeah, I don't know. We don't know who the quarterback might be at that point, but they go from Jacksonville, and it's home and then home. So the Thursday night games, at least, are both home games. They're not set up for failure. We say the road teams are usually disadvantaged. We're going to have to take a look and see where the Tennessee Titans are prior to that. And then the Steelers will get a semblance of a mini bye before I get to miss the game against another home game, 3 in a row, against the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, and that one's going to be with Jordan Love. I don't know what to think about. It's hard to, I don't like talking about, oh, this one's a win. They're all wins right now. People dropping in the comments, 12-win team, 13-win team. And I'm just over here like 17-0 until I see something different.
You remember we used to get asked to go on other podcasts?
Oh, yeah.
This is several years ago. We'd get asked, and they'd go, come on our schedule podcast. And they'd say, bottom line, what's the Steelers' records? And what did we always answer?
17-0, my friend.
17-0. 17-0. Yes. Not going to pick them to lose. Now, we'll be more realistic when we actually do a schedule evaluation. I mean, we were last year.
Oh, my goodness. We were so, like, close to on the money with just about everything. You talked about how the Bengals were going to make that run and how the Steelers were going to be so slow and everyone was going to, like, want to throw everyone under the bus at the beginning of the season and how they finished real strong. And we'll eventually do that as we kind of, this is just like, hey, they put this game in this slot and this is what we think about it right now. And an AFC North game right on the deck after the Green Bay Packers game. This will be at Cleveland.
At the Browns.
Yeah, November 19th. Cleveland Brown Stadium, they lost sponsorship because it's such a poverty franchise. They can't even get people to sponsor it. But this is one of my favorite photos. This was, I think, Carl Roser, who does the photos for Steelers.com in the team, or it's Abigail, I forget her last name, but they're both excellent photographers. Just look at like Deshaun Watson's just like, yeah, whatever, bro. I got like $58 million this season.
So, I don't care. I just don't care.
You know, he may play better in Pittsburgh with the warmer weather in September. Then he may play by the time you get to November here. There could even be snow just ahead of Thanksgiving, but it's 2 AFC North games.
Both on the road.
Both on the road. Battles of Ohio's here. So they got to do one bus trip and then the other down to Cincinnati with Joe Burrow, not Burrows. He's not a mole. Or how much wood could the woodchuck chuck? If the woodchuck could chuck wood.
Could chuck wood?
I don't know. It's an eternal question, but looking forward to getting after that guy. These games, actually the 2 Bengals games, I mean, the schedule makers know those Browns games don't mean shit at the beginning of the season compared to the Bengals games got a little more meat to them.
Bengals games got a lot more meat. The Bengals and the Ravens games are the ones that are going to matter.
I thought for sure one of these was going to land on Thanksgiving, but that's Thanksgiving weekend. That's Sunday, November 26th. Still 1:00 games. Those are all 1:00 games. And we boomerang back around. Oh, let me scroll a little bit more. Arizona Cardinals, December 3rd at home. 1:00, CBS, normal schedule. West Coast team coming over. I mean, the Steelers got to do it. They got to do it too.
And, oh, God. That Patriots game is a Thursday.
Yes, it is. Yeah, very next one, man. So you got back-to-back homes, but it's like Sunday, Thursday. I'm almost thinking like when I come to Pittsburgh, I'm going to need to just rent an apartment for a month or something with these Thursday night games. For those who don't know, I have a little bit of a drive. I'm not as close as I used to be without divulging the location of my secret hidden lair.
I'll tell everybody right now, live on YouTube.
It's your hometown. I'm not shy about it.
It's where I was born. He's in Dayton.
Yeah, moved due to work and stuff. I like it. I don't disparage it, but I'm closer to those Cincinnati Clowns, Bengals, who they think gonna be in the playoffs. Skyline Chili though. I can't say anything bad. A lot of people like to
talk bad about my Skyline Chili.
I know you were born and raised on it. I'm a convert, man. I like it. I know you do the 5-way. I'm only a 3-way. I'm still getting there. I'm still a rookie when it comes to this.
Just a young pup.
Yeah. No, somebody's saying they got an HD antenna. I can watch all of these things locally. That's only if you're in the Pittsburgh market. But if you go to steelcityunderground.com, I've been doing these as podcasts. I started doing this last year too. I will try and show you the geographic area where the game is and steer you in the right direction. It irks me to no end that there are folks who pop into Facebook groups at like 1:05 and they're like, "Where's the game? I can't find it." And it's like face palm, you know what I mean? Drives me nuts. It's like the information's out there. SteelCityUnderground.com. Like, comment, subscribe. So, let's see here. New England Patriots. I don't know. I don't know what to think of them this year. And then you've got to be determined after that. So you get a mini bye, and then you don't know when the game is. At the Colts, that's almost a bus trip before hosting the Cincinnati Bengals 2 days before Christmas, so you don't have any Christmas shenanigans and whatnot. That's going to be a big game. That's NBC 4:30. Saturday. Oh, I'm sorry. Saturday, because it's a Saturday game. Yeah. I was looking at that like, wait, how in the hell is that Sunday Night Football at 4:30? But it's a Saturday. Oh, I like that, man. I'm gonna have my full family members aren't gonna be upset with me. Now, if I go on New Year's Eve and head out to Seattle, they won't be as upset. But that game, 4:05 Eastern time. So, folks, just plan accordingly. A Fox game, so that won't even be a conflict in a lot of cases, as long as you get the double header games. And if you're in an area where the Steelers aren't broadcasting, typically you should probably get that game. And the people on the West Coast will be happy with that because they usually don't get the Steelers games at all. Like Terry, she's all up in arms with the streaming and stuff now because she's had the direct TV package forever.
I will tell you, this last 3 games, that's a gauntlet.
Yeah, we didn't say the last one yet.
Yeah,
the last one is on the road to be determined because of seeding and stuff like that. If it's up for the AFC North or all the teams are jockeying for position, they're all going to play at the same time, probably 1:00 on Sunday, January 6th, 7th, whatever. It's a week from then, right? From New Year's. So that following week at the Baltimore Ravens. Hey, Kenny was up to task last year. So, and Lamar probably won't be around by then anyway.
They weren't coming back from a West Coast trip though. So, yes. I mean, you got Bengals, tough game, go to Seattle, which will not be an easy game to begin with either.
Short week too.
And a short week and the trip and then back to go to Baltimore. Man, that's a tough stretch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all of this. So let's, all right. What are the must-see games on the schedule for you, Brian? The first one, it's an NFC team. I'm happy it's at home, but it's tough for me to just get totally psyched up. I'm going to be more pumped when you got the Cleveland Browns there for week 2 and trying to see everybody backpedal on their Browns Super Bowl contender ship stuff. Let me show you this. I got to pull this up, and I had it around. Do I have it? Let me see. There was like this thing with tiers. Yeah. It was 33rd team. If you're not familiar, this is what that Mike Tannenbaum and whoever else have this thing, this show or whatever. 33rd team is usually meaning the other team on the field, the media. So take a look at this. They have Super Bowl is the expectation, tier 1. Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles, they were just in it. Cincinnati Bengals, 2 AFC championships in a row. Buffalo Bills somehow still getting the respect. I'm okay with that. They got the quarterback. They've been hot. That division is not going to be easy for them. And I don't see how you could have tier 2, tier 2, San Francisco 49ers, New York Jets.
Aaron Rodgers got a lot of weight there, apparently.
Man,
Mr. Overrated is continuing to overrate things.
I'm telling you now.
Let me come back about this for a second. The Jets are going to have a solid defense, right? The question is whether Aaron Rodgers will be crushed and destroyed by the offensive line that the Jets have, before he can do much. The Jets are not going to be an easy out. They're going to play their games tough, but it's all going to depend on whether they can keep Rodgers upright. We'll see. Yeah. I don't see them as a tier 2 team though, but that is all rep right there. That's all rep.
Not tier 2. It says second tier contenders. Okay, primetime games is one thing. It's New York market. It's Aaron Rodgers. People are really excited to see that. There's some matchups there. I'm sorry, contender. I'm gonna get to the rest of this here, but you've got the Dallas Cowboys, the Los Angeles Chargers. They're still trying to will this into existence, along with the Miami Dolphins and then the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't mind having some respect on their name. It just seems a little high. But you've got 3 AFC East teams and 7 AFC teams. There's only 7 playoff spots. So then you go long shot contenders, and they throw the Baltimore Ravens in there. Which, Ravens play pretty solid when they have Lamar. We'll see what kind of team they have now with the contract and everything else like that. New offensive coordinator. You got the Seahawks and Lions in there, but now the not quite keyword contender Giants. Okay, Giants. Yeah, they were surprising last year. The Cleveland Browns and Denver Broncos. I'm going to give my mean stares coming up right now, man. This fired me up more than seeing like the 2 Thursday night games. At least they're at home. That makes it difficult. You got season tickets. You're already paying for 9 home games if you're a season ticket holder. And the Browns and the Broncos as contenders. We need to see more out of the Denver Broncos. I know they still think Russell Wilson or whatever. It's still the same team basically. And then you got Sean Payton there. Sean Payton's had. It's not Mike Tomlin. Sean Payton does not finish at least 500. I'm sorry. This could very well be like Jimmy Johnson going to Miami in the early 2000s, and they don't really do a whole lot.
And based on that ranking, they are expecting the Steelers to be last.
Exactly. So when you get
I don't know how they're going to be a wild card possibility in last place.
Yeah, wild card possibilities. You have them in there with the Vikings. The Vikings, they got the Lions ahead of the Vikings. Okay. The Bears, the Saints, the Falcons, the Atlanta Falcons, and then the New England Patriots. How are the New England Patriots a wild card possibility when you put the other 3, just the same with the Steelers, the other 3 in their divisions, AFC North, AFC East? Makes no sense.
Well, Bills are potentially going to Super Bowl. The Jets and the Dolphins are potential contenders to go to the Super Bowl. That's the top 3 teams. And yet the Patriots, as the 4th ranked team in that division, will make potentially be wild card. The Steelers is apparently the worst team in the AFC North. By that ranking, will still be wild card. So all of the playoff teams, minus whoever wins the South, completely.
Everybody gets to play. Participation trophy. Everybody's in. More likely to finish last. The Commanders, Raiders, the Rams, which are gutted. The Titans, I don't know. The Titans still play 500 ball, though. Then the Panthers and the Packers. Somebody does not like Jordan Love there. And then, of course, future's bright, present is murky. That's the Colts and the Texans. And there's 2 other teams that weren't shown here. I'll show you the bottom of the graphic. Here comes Caleb Williams to the Buccaneers or the Cardinals. So that's kind of funny. They'll be there for prosperity and battling out for the top pick in the 2024 NFL draft. Doesn't seem like the 2023 draft was too far behind us. Welcome, most of you who are joining in for the first time with us live. If you didn't catch earlier, you can still go back and replay it. That's cool. And if you don't, that's also fine. But we're going to try and do this a little more often, and we're going to do some Q&As and stuff too. So make sure you tune in. That was your idea.
What?
It's your idea.
I have to answer questions? That's not acceptable.
Yeah.
It was my idea. It was my idea. I want to answer questions. I love to answer questions. I will answer questions.
Yeah, we'll have to work on any of the delays in it too, because somebody said let's ride for the Broncos. That's the Russell Wilson thing. Let's ride. He stole that from Nicolas Cage. That was gone in 60 seconds. So, okay, back to the schedule. The games I'm looking forward to. That week 2 against the Browns, Monday Night Football. Put them back in their place. It's going to be like Baker Mayfield all over again with the Ben retirement game. I'm very much so looking forward, especially since they got, their yucks in on Thursday Night Football last year. Raiders will be the first road game. It's a Sunday night. It's something, it's something. The Houston game will fly under a lot of radars. It's a road game. It's a 1:00 CBS. People aren't there local. It's probably not going to be on like buzzworthy for, TV, like in one of those main event type spots, doubleheader spots. The Ravens will, though. However, week 5, October 8th, 1:00 CBS. That should be the one that everybody gets to see across the whole nation. A bye week, week 6. You come back around, same kind of deal. But on Fox, though, 4:05 LA. So as long as you don't have a Fox game being played, if they have the doubleheader and it's not a 1:00, a lot of folks will get to see that one at least. You don't get to see the West Coast teams a whole lot over on the Midwest, East Coast. You're out in Jersey. I'm in Ohio, so Jacksonville Jaguars. It's another one, 1:00. Maybe that might not be such the big primetime billing. I'm gonna have to pull up the schedules for the other folks here in a second too to see where they're at. But Tennessee Titans. That is a Thursday night, and that is Prime Video. I may as well. Oh, geez, I didn't realize this thing could be so large on the screen. I'll fit it in there. Bang. Like that is like your supersized schedule right there. So Tennessee Titans, Thursday night, Green Bay Packers, Sunday 1:00. I don't know. That's not as much must-see TV. It's hard to make the Titans must-see TV too. Game at Cleveland. That's another one. That should be on in most places though, because of the shared. Usually the AFC North, the Ohio games are going to be on in a pretty big, wider area due to all the, what do you want to say, spread or flight of the old Rust Belt areas and whatnot too. So,
right.
And then Cincinnati, November 26th, December 3rd, Arizona. Another Thursday night game with the New England Patriots, Indianapolis to be determined. I guess the must-see is going to be right before Christmas. A lot of people will probably get to see that. NBC, that just screams to me that is going to be, that's national broadcast. That's available everywhere. So that's probably a pretty big one. Seattle on New Year's Eve. Everyone gets to watch that before they go out for their big dinner dates or whatever. Baltimore Ravens, that will be a must-see, provided that the Steelers are playing at a level where they're still in postseason contention. I would assume both teams would be. That's usually the way that all of these things are set up. So I'm going to pull up some schedules for the rest of the AFC. Well, Brian, there is a question there for you.
Oh, there's a question for me?
Yeah. How do you feel about the slot corner situation with we talked about Arthur Mollett a little bit. I'm not sweating it. They may even pick up somebody in a trade. There's maybe another free agent laying around. Somebody gets cut from another camp. We're talking about a player. The reason Mike Hilton was let go, a lot of people still are bugged about this, but he really only played about 30-some-ish%. At most was 60% in some games, depending on the packages. But when you're playing against the AFC North, minus the Bengals, but against the Browns and the Ravens, that nickel corner isn't play a whole lot. It's a quarter of your season there is 4 games. So
I really like the cornerback room right now. They'll find a guy to take the spot one way or another. And pick up those snaps. Another safety. It could be a safety. They'll find it. They'll find a guy. I'm not like, it's definitely not worrying me that Arthur Millett's not here. I'm not sweating that a whole lot either. And so but you wanted to say, what games am I excited about?
Yeah.
All right. So I've never been to a home opener. I have season tickets. I've never been to a home opener.
You're talking about just week 1 home opener, or just in general?
a week, and in general, I've never been to a home opener. Literally never been to one.
Just throwing the headset away right now.
Right. So I'm excited about that game because I'm going to. I'm a little bit excited about the Houston game simply because I might go down to Houston and see some friends. I might go to LA. So if I go to LA, that'll be pretty exciting. I want to see that weird, futuristic, crazy stadium. But play-wise, it's the NFC, it's the AFC North teams. That's what I'm excited to see. Play-wise, I want to see how we stack up against. It's interesting that we're going to have the Cleveland games early. One of the Bengals games, one of the Ravens games early. Well, the Bengals games aren't that early, but the Ravens game and the Cleveland games, it's a good gauge. So I'm excited for those.
Yeah. Hey, I just realized I may have been cutting your mic out a little bit too. Remember, we went to mute this at the very beginning. So I apologize, folks, if you missed a little bit of Brian's ranting whenever I throw something up on the screen like the web browser. So, man, I feel like a complete ass right now. I'm sorry, Brian, and sorry, everyone else. This is what happens when you go live and you don't do it frequently enough.
Come back here.
Yeah. Yeah, it isn't when we're in the frame. It was when I maybe had the Watson picture and some of the schedule up on the screen.
Rude.
So, oh yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize so much. I feel bad. It may not have. It may have. I honestly, I don't know. And that's because they were grouped together.
I'm just telling you, he really doesn't feel bad. He doesn't feel bad.
No, it's just the me show. I'm your host, Joe Kuzma, and the ghost who doesn't like toast.
That's it. Don't like the toast. Nasty stuff.
Yeah, well, anything
Right,
can and will happen. I got the
Let's-
Cleveland Browns schedule,
Okay.
and Brian Tuck. You're
Okay,
there.
I'm talking.
You're there. Hopefully, I didn't miss too much of your banter in the middle of this. I know. I don't shut up, so we might be okay with this. But man, I'll tell you what, this could be a very brutal error here. We shall see. So yeah, unfortunately. So, anyways,
Steelers.
So
that's actually, that's a tough start for them.
Yeah, at home they are hosting the Bengals on the road against Steelers on a prime time.
3 AFC North games in the first
4 weeks. Yeah, they got some 1 o'clocks.
Their season could be cooked.
Week 5 bye, and then they're at home again.
By week 6, that's a tough road. If they don't win one of those AFC North games, right? If they don't win 2 of those AFC North games, they're probably done.
Yeah. Hey, let me shed a tear.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't care.
Yes.
Charles, I know you're like, oh, sweet.
Oh, he's not a real fan. We'll convert him eventually. He's not going to have a choice. They're going to move that franchise again. They're going to move him to Columbus, Ohio, apparently, to work on the stadium. Let's see what else they got. We'll bang through this real quick as we're getting a little longer in the tooth. Don't forget to tune into yesterday's show that was recorded and error-free because we are flawless any other time. So again, any apologies if I killed Brian's, infringing on Brian's First Amendment rights. That's the comments. So they got the San Francisco 49ers at home after a bye. They travel to Indianapolis, a lot of 1 o'clock games. Then they go on the West Coast, back-to-back road games. Then they host West Coast team with the Cardinals. Okay. And then they got the Steelers after the Ravens and in Baltimore.
That's tough. Too.
Yeah. Now, I mean, they got the Steelers at home, but still, they just played the Ravens. Who did the Steelers have on the 12th? Let me see. The Packers. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm here for it. They're at home with the Packers. That seems a little favorable when you're looking at a little head-to-head here. Let me go back to the Browns. They're ugly. This website's just ugly. That Brown. Okay. They're at the Broncos. That's West Coast. 405 Mile High. And then back to the Rams. Woo!
Yeah. 2 weeks. Man, look.
They're taking it. You know where.
I'm just telling you right now. I don't give a crap, but that's a tough schedule.
That right there gets to be a little rough. I can't tell you what kind of teams the Jaguars and Bears will be at this point. They've got them back-to-back at home. Go to Houston Christmas Eve for an afternoon game, and then a Thursday night at home against Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets before finishing the season on the road at the Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. They're getting smacked around a little bit on that one.
That's not a pretty schedule for the Browns.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Baltimore Ravens, let's bring you up next. Let's see what.
Back-to-back West Coast trips.
Yeah, I'm it might stay out there. But still, that doesn't necessarily make anything easier. You're away from family. There's like so many other variables that people don't factor into that.
Stay away from the massage parlors.
All right. Ravens draw the Eagles at home for their first game. Of course, they play them at home, too, and not in Philadelphia. And Philadelphia doesn't get a home game to start the season. They go to Washington. Whatever. That's it. Oh, that's a Monday night game as well on wait a minute. Is this preseason? Oh, of course. They're stupid ratbirds. Put the preseason schedule at the top of the regular season schedule. Bunch of assholes. Stupid. They deserve it. Houston Texans. Okay, here we go. Even though Ravens do have, with that Eagles game at home in preseason, no, they won like 24 straight preseason games or something. So they do have like a little bit of pride or something on the line for that first one.
Who cares?
I know. Houston Texans at home. Then they go to Cincinnati right out the gate, week 2. AFC North's getting it on in the very beginning here. Colts, okay, at home. Colts.
3 road AFC North games.
Yeah, wow. They're taking
3 in the first 5. Wow.
I know, but that means they must get 3 in like November, December, though, at home. Which, that benefits them, but this don't benefit them going to Cleveland and then going to Pittsburgh. And then they have this is at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So they got 2 AFC North games on the road. Then they got to go to London, to the UK, to play the Tennessee Titans. And that's considered a home game. So that means they only have 8 in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Woo. Spicy, my friend. Spicy. They return after that and get the Lions, which that might not be an easy task at this point either, with Dan Campbell. Then they go to the West Coast. Then they host the Seahawks. Okay, it's a little more favorable. Browns still 1:00. Then they get a primetime Thursday night game.
That's
my goodness!
Trip at Los Angeles. Woo.
Well, wait a minute. You're skipping over that. The Bengals is a Thursday night game, so they do have back-to-back at home, but they're both AFC North games. And then they go mini bye at Los Angeles to Chargers. And then they have another West Coast trip right after. Or no, they don't. They host the Rams. I was going to say,
man. They go to Florida.
They got both LA teams. That's kind of interesting. Yes, they go down to Florida. Florida in December, after having played in colder weather up north, is not always a favorable condition for the AFC North teams. So that's going to be a little interesting for the Baltimore Ravens. Then they go from Jacksonville, Brian, out to San Francisco for a Monday night game.
Man, how many West Coast trips do they have?
All of them. And then they got to go to London too. So they just circled the globe around the world in 80 days.
They're definitely they're at, what was that last one we just looked at? San Francisco.
San Francisco.
At San Francisco. They were at somebody else. Arizona?
They're hosting Arizona. They got the Chargers.
At Chargers.
Chargers, Rams, then Rams at home, then Jaguars away, then San Francisco away, and then short week to host on New Year's Eve against the Miami Dolphins, and then to be determined with the Steelers. Yeah. So they might be limping into the latter half of that. That is, I'm not going to complain with the Steelers. And the Steelers kind of have like 2 short ends on the short weeks.
Wow.
But at home, they're usually decently prepared, and I'm going to see how those teams kind of stack up too.
Jump across the pond game plus 2 West Coast trips. Woo.
Yeah, I'm no sympathy.
No, I don't have any sympathy, but I will respect the fact that their schedule is not easy.
I would even go as far to say Cobra Kai, no mercy. No mercy. Strike first, strike right. Don't roll your eyes.
Stupid karate kid.
Go watch John Wayne or Western or whatever it is.
I was watching John Wick last night.
Oh, not John Wick, John Wayne.
Wick.
Oh man, that would have been from my dad's heyday. Oh, the Bengals put in the preseason games also. So we'll scroll down and take a look at what they got. We already know a little bit just by virtue of saying everyone else's. They're in Cleveland to start. Then they host the Ravens. The second week they host the Rams. Monday Night Football. A little extended time, a little shorter week to go to Tennessee, and then head out to Arizona for the following Sunday. So 2 road trips. Host the Seahawks, then back out to the West Coast to San Francisco on October 29th. Buffalo Bills, Sunday Night Football after that West Coast trip. Houston Texans at home. Then to the Baltimore Ravens. Thursday night. Ooh, buddy. That's a gauntlet right there. I mean, we're talking about Seattle at home. Then you go to San Francisco. Then you host the Bills in prime time. You get to host the Texans, but then have to turn around short and go to Baltimore. And let's see. I didn't see if they had a bye in there. This bye, actually, they have a bye before they go to San Francisco. They didn't. The clowns who put, I don't understand. Doesn't this all pull from the same database? How can this look differently? I didn't actually pay attention to the Ravens. I should go back. Probably one of those West Coast trips has a bye built into it too, I would surmise. But Ravens hosting the Steelers on, this is the Bengals once again, November 26th. We talked about that Thanksgiving weekend. Head out for Monday Night Football in Jacksonville, hosting the Colts after that, a regular Sunday, 1 o'clock. Week 15 to be determined with the Minnesota Vikings. And then the Saturday game.
Steelers, Chiefs, and
at the
who do they end
Steelers.
up with?
At the Steelers, at the
Browns.
Chiefs, and host the Browns. The Browns have had their number the last 2 years in Cincinnati. Not that I expect a whole lot, but they really put a whooping on them for the one. So it's going to be that's interesting stuff, man. Who do we want to look at here just to close out the show? I'm thinking I want to look and see where the Thursday night opponents are. So I got to find the Tennessee Titans schedule and see when and where they are playing. So, are you kidding me? I'll tell you, search engines. No. Titans. Tennessee. Yes. Man, I tell you, if you could only see this is kind of like funny. Like even the first results, people have like sponsored, it's like titans.org. Titans football or something.org. That is not the website. That is not the official. That is infringing upon the territory of the National Football League. The Shield. Protect the Shield. That is just ridiculous. Okay. I'm done with my rant. Man, look at their schedule. Now theirs like looks completely different. Like they have a different web designer. What is up with this? This is okay. Regular season.
It looks exactly the same.
It's got little like, no. Look. I'll pull up the Steelers don't look like that. It does, see? It's got like a table. It's a table. Who uses tables? Thursday night. They host the Falcons before that.
And they have to go to the Bucks after. Yeah. That's not a.
It doesn't seem like a very
harmful,
big strategic advantage there. The other Thursday night game is the New England Patriots. So let me find the Patriots schedule, if it shall allow for this. Okay, Patriots.com. Ugh. Yeah, I know.
Making me ill just saying it.
I know. Every one of these wants me to accept cookies, and I just say no. Now, see, look, theirs is different too, and then it has the teams listed at. So now you have to guess if it's a home or away game. They just can't do it the other way around. So we got to scroll all the way up. They put the bye week in here. Okay. So before that, they have a home game with the Chargers coming in from the West Coast and playing a 1 o'clock game before they travel out to Pittsburgh for a Thursday night. Then they get the Chiefs at home right after on a Monday night. They get an extended mini bye to prepare.
Oh,
for the
gee,
Chiefs. So,
well, whatever. Mr. Kraft definitely talked to somebody about that schedule.
Oh man, he was on Good Morning Football earlier. Did you see? It's like, do you want any alerts from the New England Patriots? No, I do not want any alerts. please, and thank you. Stay
here's
away.
The only alert I want. When does Doughboy get released?
Ooh,
and I don't even care. I don't want that released.
He's around for another year. I don't think they have a whole lot in Old Mother Hubbard's cupboard as far as options besides him. So there was some speculation as to whether or not they would draft a quarterback. Out of the quarterbacks, the Steelers will see. Like we said, it's probably going to be Trey Lance, Deshaun Watson. Will it be Jimmy Garoppolo or Jimmy Garoppolo? Right?
It'll be Jimmy Garoppolo.
C.J. Stroud.
CJ.
Lamar Jackson. Then it's going to be probably Matt Stafford, Trevor Lawrence, either Ryan Tannehill or Will Levi Strauss. You know what? We're going to go back to that for a second because let's say the Titans aren't doing so hot. All right. We got the Titans schedule right back here. Hot hopping off the griddle. When's their bye week? Looks like week 7. They could be starting Will Levis against the Falcons and then a short week against the Steelers. That very much is a reality if Ryan Tannehill is not doing good or he gets knocked out. Sounds like Malik Willis is already headed out of town packing bags. If he even makes the team, might even be trade bait for all we know at this point. Let's see. I was going back to the quarterback. So, okay. Green Bay, you've got Jordan Love. back to Watson, back to Burrow. So now you got Burrow. You got like one like real quarterback here. Steelers got Lamar Jackson's number a lot if he doesn't get knocked out or is not healthy, or who knows how he recovers from injury. Kyler Murray, I'm not
Short people got no reason.
I am being whatever ist against. I'm 6'5". I look down on Kyler Murray figuratively and literally. Mac Jones, whoever ends up, Gardner Minshew, Anthony Richardson with the Colts, Burrow again, Geno Smith. I'll put a little more respect on that name. Who scares you more, Lamar or Geno Smith? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, Geno's probably like a 2 TD per game guy. He's not like Geno had a good solid year last year, right? And he got paid for having it. Until I say this about everybody, until I see it more than once, it's a mirage. Mm-hmm. Totally agree with you, my friend. Folks, thanks for catching us here live. Not too late, but spending your Thursday evening with us here on YouTube live at Steel City Underground on our channel, the Steel City Underground
No more
podcast.
Questions?
Raw reactions. I was scrolling through people. It's more or less commentary. Like the Cheatriots are going nowhere. Kenny franchise. Maybe it'll be Kenny Powers. The picket fence. Somebody said he needs some of what Brian's smoking. I don't think Brian was smoking tonight. I think he's okay.
Not tonight. No,
yeah.
I'm good. I got nothing. I have not visited the dispensary this week.
Yeah, people are saying Bully Ball is going to be back in Pittsburgh. Someone's drinking Kool-Aid. I once listened to, they're talking about it because they once listened to a Browns podcast last year and they said the Steelers played dirt. That team, whenever, it's just, it's bad. They're just bad. So, oh man. So yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad if I did cut you off a little bit. There's a little dead spaces. Sorry to anyone who catches this on replay with the audio. And if I didn't screw up, then hey, pat myself on the back. But again, live show, a little bit of technical difficulties. Brian, thanks for joining me on this evening. It was fun. This was more of a trial run too, to have some fun with this and then see where it goes. And we might do some more live ones. So if I screwed it up, oh well. It happens. We're doing all new stuff. I got to blame a little bit too. We are in full HD now. So we're hoping that this looks a little better. A lot of yins are watching more YouTube. The statistics, the analytics say more yins are watching on your televisions.
Wait,
and not just on your phone.
We use statistics and analytics?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's like 98% male audience. So some of you like need a girlfriend or like get your wife interested in football.
Why is that not a surprise?
No, it's really not. We do have.
Think about it this way. Look at the two of us. Yeah, we're not attracting the big female audience here.
Hey, speak for yourself there, Fred Flintstone. I mean,
I'm a fine-looking specimen.
Hey, you know what? I got the hat on. They say less hair, more head. Oh, that means like I just have more. So mine in the gutter, folks.
That was inappropriate commentary right there by Joe Kuzma.
They used to have this bit on Conan O'Brien, and it had a guy come in with like a electric guitar, and it was like inappropriate, and it was like one of my favorite things. We need that. If I steal it, it probably gets us kicked off YouTube. So.
Don't steal.
We'll find something. The best I could do is we'll cut it in. We got this. Oh, we have that too. We could do that too. Fresh sarcasm. We got all the special effects live and direct for you. Took me about a half hour to unmute some of Brian on some of the I think you were muted on the web browser and the images. I apologize so much because that was lumped together with the intro video. So Brian isn't making noises offline as we sign off. For all of you folks, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for joining us.
So just
tonight.
be pictures of me doing this.
Yeah, you look like one of those things at the used car lots, the inflatable. No, we got a thing that we do have a thing that ends up playing here, and we're gonna roll that right now. My name's Joe Kuzma. His name is Brian E. Roach, and until next time, we thank you for watching, viewing, whatever else it is, listening, wherever you may be. Thank you for supporting Steel City Underground, and until next time, we encourage everyone out there to be safe, be good, and we'll catch you later.
We would like to thank you for listening and remind our listeners to follow us on social media and our website,